There's something almost mystical about aging. As the body slows, the mind seems to expand. We speak more carefully, listen more deeply, and sense things younger hearts often rush past. But where does that wisdom come from? Today, we're going to explore the quiet transformation that happens as we grow older, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. This isn't just about wrinkles or gray hair. This is about something far more powerful, the deepening of the soul. As we move through life, we gather experiences, moments that break us, moments that build us, and moments that just pass unnoticed. In youth, we're often too busy moving forward to look back. But in age, we begin to review, to reweigh, revisit, and reframe. And in that reflection, something magical happens. Patterns emerge, lessons crystallize, regrets soften into understanding. It's not that older adults know more facts. It's that they've had time to understand what those facts actually mean. They've seen what matters and what fades. This is where wisdom begins, not in information, but in interpretation. The world tells us to hustle, to move fast, think fast, talk fast, win. But there comes a point in life when that kind of speed loses its meaning. Older adults begin to discover the strength of stillness. They stop reacting and start observing. They speak when it counts, not just to fill silence. This isn't weakness, it's mastery. They've learned that not every battle needs to be fought, and not every opinion needs to be voiced. This calm is not accidental, it's earned. The older we get, the more we realize. It's not about controlling everything around us, it's about learning to control what's within us. When you're young, everything seems important. Every relationship, every decision, every distraction. But age teaches us how to sort, what to carry, what to release. Older adults often have fewer possessions, but more freedom. Fewer people in their lives, but deeper connections. Less noise and more peace. They know how short life is, and they don't waste time on things that steal joy. There's wisdom in saying no. There's clarity in choosing less so you can feel more. This is not minimalism for aesthetics. It's spiritual housekeeping, a quiet act of alignment between what we value and how we live. Letting go. It might be the hardest lesson we ever learn, and the greatest gift age can offer. Letting go of youth, of old dreams, of the need to be right, of the pain we've carried too long. Older adults are often experts in release, not because they're detached, but because they've lived enough to know that holding on doesn't always help. Grudges, ego, expectation. They loosen their grip, not to give up, but to grow lighter, because the less you carry, the further you can go. There's a freedom in aging, not just of time, but of spirit. One of the greatest wisdoms of age is presence. Older adults begin to truly see, not just with their eyes, but with their hearts. They savor moments. They pause. They notice. They know the sound of a bird at dawn, the smell of bread baking, the way someone looks when they're really listening. It's not that they didn't see these things before. It's that now they know what they mean. The present moment becomes sacred, not because it's perfect, but because it's real. And the older we get, the more we realize. The future is uncertain. The past is unchangeable. But right now is a gift, and gifts should not be ignored. So what can we learn from those with silver hair and quiet eyes? A lot. We can learn how to listen before we speak, how to pause before we act, how to forgive, not because they deserve it, but because we do. We can learn to love deeply and let go gently. We can learn to rest, to reflect, to return to what really matters. Not every older adult is a sage, but those who have lived with awareness often carry wisdom that no book can teach. And if we're willing to ask and really listen, they'll show us how to live a little more like them. Not just older, but wiser. Aging isn't a decline. It's a rising into clarity, into kindness, into self. The wrinkles on the skin often reflect the unfolding of the soul. So if you're lucky enough to have an elder in your life, ask them questions, sit with them, walk with them, Learn from them, because the world may celebrate youth, but it's wisdom that carries us through. And that wisdom, it waits patiently in the hearts of those who have walked a little further than we have.